of the... There we are. Check, check. Mine seems to be working. I've also got sound from Oscar.
Yep.
And I think we've got sound from Chris. As always, if something doesn't work right, we'll probably, hopefully, hear from Edwin. Welcome.
Yay.
Somebody's... Yeah, somebody's phone was ringing or something. I can't... For some reason, normally I can hear my own voice through my headset, and now I can't. But I can see the soundbar moving. So...
Okay.
Check. I don't know. No, it doesn't. It works fine. So that's good. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's pretend everything technically is now... Oh, no sound from Chris for some...
What? I'm still here.
But... Yeah, I can hear Chris.
I can hear him too. And now, hopefully... We all can.
I might have to find some way of propping my phone up.
Okay, but we can. Your sound bar is now moving, so we should be
good.
Technically fine now. Thank you, Edwin, for. Yeah, nu wel. Now well, I was gonna say. So,
Yeah.
Now well. Yeah.
Anyway, without further ado, welcome to all our thousands of viewers who have been patiently waiting for another great Grindelwald Bastard show on the Tuesday night. We today are again pulling off some technical wonders because our big friend Chris is now at the airport. Ready to come over to Holland. So next week we're gonna have a great show with Chris live here. What we're gonna do exactly is a surprise, also for us because we haven't really talked about it. But we'll find out.
I was going to say it's a surprise for me as well.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that later. Anyway, so Chris, you're all ready to go. A fun fact is that again today, I think the government decided that it's not safe to come to Holland, or what?
Yeah, so the CDC over here once again said that Holland is now on the do not travel list. It's not a ban, but they said it's now considered to be a level 4 to come to Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the Dutch coronavirus dashboard, and it looks like your case count is like 62 for 100,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And in Salt Lake City, where I am, it's 60 for 100,000 people. So it's about the same as here.
Yeah. I think, well, I don't know. These numbers, I don't know exactly what they mean anymore because they don't seem to correlate to a lot. But biggest problem here is hospitalizations, which has gone up, and that's why they want to be careful again. But let's not dwell too much on that subject. Let's dwell on another subject, which is Max 1 Mexico.
Yeah.
Did he? Did. Let me kill Oscar's mic a little bit because he's over. Okay,
He's a little bit distorted.
Yes, he is. Too enthusiastic. Yeah, we might want to use some of the budget that we got from all our viewers for a new mic on your side. Anyway, Mexico. It was a little bit different for me, at least, than I hear. Oh, that's probably on the airport. I hear some sounds on the background, but that's
probably music playing.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
and construction. They're building a new terminal here.
Oh, okay, that's it. Anyway, so I was not as nervous as in Austin for some reason. It was still, I was still nervous, but not as much as in Austin for some reason because I had a little bit more. What do you call it? I thought a little bit more that it would be okay. So I was okay with it.
It was just the run to the first corner that made me nervous, and then it was weird when you watched it in the replay. It was like everybody else started to brake way too early.
Yeah.
And Max just took the racing line, and it was like, where did everyone else go?
It was amazing. I think this is an example of Max's quality, just because he knows exactly where he can brake. I mean, it was on the absolute limit, I think. I mean, 1 meter later and he would have locked or whatever and would have gone off probably. Yeah. So it was brilliant driving. And it was, the first clap was a dildo weird. It was just a very nice to see him take that front. But then again, you know, if during the race Mercedes is quick, it still doesn't mean a lot. But now it seemed that Red Bull did have the better car, as we all expected. It just didn't come out during quali, where they just...
Mercedes were unusually slow.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on with Hamilton's car, but it was like they forgot to put the engine in or something. That was just really unusually slow for Mercedes.
Yeah.
And of course, Bottas spent the entire race looking at the back of Ricciardo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. So first of all, great start. Max had a brilliant strategy of getting past, and I think normally the Mercedes never were very quick at Mexico anyway because of the height, I think. So, but it looked like they were quick during quali. But I think it was more that Red Bull was slow during quali, and Mercedes was probably doing their thing. And now during the race, their race pace was much better. So anyway, that turned out well because there was no real threat from Hamilton. But then obviously Bottas was kicked out by Ricciardo, which was just bad luck, I think. It was just...
Yeah, I think that was just 3 into 1 corner.
Well, a bit, because I think Bottas really went to the inside of the corner, and from the outside of the track. So he should have stayed more to the left, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
He was really giving nobody behind him anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the case. Anyway, he either he had bad luck or he made a bad mistake and he was out, which made it a little bit more easy, obviously, because that pressure was gone. I think Perez did a great job, and
driver of the day.
Yeah, and it was unbelievable how he. It was unbelievable that he did not pass Hamilton, but I think this year what you see is that if...
That was an exciting few laps.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. And what I like, what you can see now is that the same as with most teams that are sort of at the top level, that if you get close behind another car, it just gets really difficult to overtake them. And it's the same. I mean, Perez came close, but then when he was 1 second or within the DRS distance, it seemed like he did not make the difference anymore, and he couldn't have the extra speed, even with DRS, which we have seen with Hamilton behind Norris, which we've seen so many times this year. So, I read a piece from Ross Brawn. He was very enthusiastic about Max, and he is saying that that Max reminds him of Schumacher, and he was very positive, and he also said, we hope that with the changes next year, we will have more close racing, because it should be easier to overtake if you are close behind another car. So. Anyway, that was great. But one other thing, I mean, Bottas. We've said it before, but I think Bottas is a brilliant he's a brilliant driver, because he can really have quick times during quali. But he's not a good racer. In the race, he just gets distracted, he was too long.
It was like he was distracted.
Yeah, and he was too long behind Ricciardo, because. Okay,
I mean, it was funny that he spent so many laps behind Ricciardo, and then Ricciardo went into the pits, and Bottas didn't manage to make up enough time, so that when Bottas came out of the pit rotation, he was behind Ricciardo.
Yeah. But I have to say that Bottas again Bottas again had a very slow pit stop, I think. So that didn't help. But Bottas is just not on the top of the drivers. He drive a car very fast, but in the race he never really makes a real impression, I think. But
Yeah, he underperforms a bit.
yeah, I think so. Anyway, it was a great race. Obviously, Mexico, Perez there. Perez's dad acted like he won the race himself. He was almost on the podium, I think. So that was
fun to see.
that was absolutely great too.
It was also fun that when they did the interviews, they put Perez last, so he had the longest time on the interview.
Yeah. So that was all great. The atmosphere was great. All the Mexicans went crazy. I think it was really cool, and I think Max could have done more with the flag and with everything towards the Mexicans. He could have won them over much more than he did, and that's a thing. That's one thing that I think Max isn't great at. He's not a showman. He doesn't take that momentum to really make himself popular. I know
but
he doesn't have to.
He's complained about Liberty Media. He doesn't like all the social media stuff they make him do. He doesn't like all the camera appearances. He just wants to race.
Yeah, I agree. And if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. You know, it's fine. It's just that I see some opportunities there for him to, I don't know, put Checo on his shoulders with the flag and run towards the audience or whatever. You know, do something to get the headlines, and he would make himself, you know, world famous. And he was very close to be doing that, and he then doesn't take that opportunity, which I think sometimes is a missed opportunity. Then again, I'd rather have him become world champion and not do that. Then, you know, so it's fine.
Spend a lot of time messing around and not become world champion.
It's fine.
And well, they did, of course, the big what is it, questionnaire across the world, and Max is already the most liked Formula One driver, so across the globe. So and maybe, well, to speak in his corner now, I think he didn't want to disrupt Checo's party too much.
No,
I think this weekend
that was very likely.
That could have been also the case. And I'm always wondering, so and it's of course already 15-20 years ago that I had from Puma I had sneakers which were based on the racing shoes. And they were already almost too thin to nicely walk upon. And I'm always thinking, these guys, look how they get out of their car. So they do not jump out of it because they are really careful not to break their foot or whatever. It's so these shoes are so fragile to walk on that I really think that they cannot really jump into the crowd, and it's so
they're like a pair of
look
socks.
at that.
Well, you know, it's anyway. It was a beautiful race with a great result. I think this is gonna be. We can just keep saying that. I hope that all races will be like this, and whether Hamilton will win it or Max will win it, I mean that can change. You know, that's racing, and I don't mind if Hamilton wins another couple of races or whatever. As long as everything's normal, you know. If we have a do not finish for whatever reason, then the whole championship is sort of thrown away for either of them, really. To be honest, I mean they probably both deserve to become world champion at this point. Although the last couple of races, one thing that I noticed, and it might be something I read into it because I want to see it, but the way Hamilton was all down when he finished the race, I think that was the realization that the chances of him becoming world champion are really lower now.
Slipping away.
It's slipping away. And I think this was for him, in his mind, he thought, if I win this, there's still a good chance. If I win,
still have a chance,
if I win this one, I'll probably be world champion. If I lose this one, it's going to be difficult. It doesn't have to be like that at all, obviously, because anything can happen. But in his mind, I think that that played a role, which I can understand. So anyway, that was also good.
But if that mental switch has been flipped in his mind, that's going to affect his races now.
Let's hope
The pressure
so.
is on. Yeah, you know, it would be so cool if Max will become a world champion. I think the country will explode. We will have people sinking canal boats in Amsterdam, and we will have that whole.
Yeah.
We will have that whole.
The
Probably yes.
the whole country will be on fire.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, that's fine. And now, obviously, we're going to Brazil. I love that circuit. Interlagos, also because it's the same as Interlaken in Switzerland. It's exactly the same place name, but that's a whole other story. But I think that normally also would be a good circuit for Max and for Red Bull. Then again, anything can happen, but in theory, that could be another win, or should be another win for Max.
Or at least a lot of points.
Yes.
You know, one or if he comes 1, 2, or 3, that should still keep him nicely in the lead.
Yes. So.
Yeah. But if he's able to win it, then I think he's one complete race.
Ahead.
Ahead.
Yeah, numerically that puts him at the point where he could win without getting to the end of the season.
Yeah. So it's very important for him too. Yeah, so let's hope that Perez can have another brilliant race in Brazil too, to help him.
Yep.
Which should be possible, I think, because I think that's also a circuit that is to Perez's liking, and he seems to finally have got his way with the car now. He finally knows how to drive it, or at least it seems. So all good. Yep. It looks good.
It's promising.
And I think we will watch Brazil together, Chris. That would be fun too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody who's watching is welcome, I want to say. Bit dangerous, but no, it's
live watching.
Yeah, live watching. Yeah, we could do a live stream of us watching the game. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Just screaming at the TV.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was great.
Well, yeah. What I also liked was Gosling P4.
Yeah.
I did not see him, but it was for sure the Honda engines were great this weekend. And somehow I'm also on the one hand I like it very much. On the other hand, not so much. But that Ferrari is back on the third position. Somehow I think they need to be there, closely racing with Red Bull and Mercedes.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. It's to the cost of McLaren, because I like them to be there as well.
Yeah.
But,
no, I agree. I'm not a Ferrari fan per se, for some reason. I don't know why. But exactly as you're saying, it's great that a team with that stature is back on top, with McLaren and Ferrari and Red Bull and Mercedes all in the same league. That would be great. And let's see what happens with the new cars and new regulations and everything next year. Is Brazil going to be a sprint race again? Okay. So there's extra points there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another important thing, because that could have a bigger impact on the whole situation. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Therefore, they say there's 107 points to win still.
Okay.
When you win all races
and all the sprint races and everything. Okay.
Sprint,
You know what?
So this makes also that on Friday evening already the qualification is on, and then on Saturday evening sprint race.
So maybe we could watch the qualification together, and then record that and use that as that might be a good idea. But let's see.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. So let's see how we can do that. Anyway, one thing just a technical side note. When Chris is muting his phone, the size of the window that he's in changes.
Yeah?
Really? So anytime.
So if I mute.
If you mute,
Oh yeah, that's funny.
That's funny. So when I have less to say, it makes me bigger.
Yeah, it should be the other way around, I think. But I don't know what's happening. But I mean, how does this work? You know, it's crazy. But anyway, so yeah.
As long as the background noise isn't too much, I'll leave it on.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem anyway. But I kept resizing the window back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I think every time they are saying that it's announcement for Chris and Paula. Can you please
Paula's
come
not
to the
there,
gate?
but
Please,
yeah.
please. The plane is waiting.
No, it's just with all the construction going on outside, it's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Actually, we had this once. We were traveling in the USA, and then we were flying back from Las Vegas back to the Netherlands, and we had a stopover in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were flying to San Francisco, these guys said, well, everybody has to get out of the airplane because that was where it was cleaned or whatever, to make it transatlantic ready. And they said, well, it's going to take at least 1.5 hours, so enjoy your time at the airport and see you later. So we went to the, what was it? It's the fast food restaurant with the red paprika. What is it?
Chili's. Yeah.
Chili's. Yeah, Chili's. So that was on San Francisco Airport. We went there and I did not have one bite in my hamburger, and we heard our names already. That they were waiting for us because, well, the boarding was already happening, and they wanted to fly away.
My boarding isn't for another hour.
Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
If I suddenly disappear, it means my battery ran out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to another subject I think is worth mentioning. Somewhere this week, I finally I have to say, saw reports of a new LEGO kit, which is AT-AT UCS. Really large scale. I think it's gonna cost €800 or something. It's really expensive.
Yeah, $800 over here.
But I think this is absolutely great. I mean, I've got the smaller one, but this is, absolutely great. If you look at the way it looks great. It has high detail. The neck with the rings and everything looks really, really good. I found a video where somebody is reviewing it, so I'll play that. And I'm really excited for that, to be honest. It's way too expensive, so I'm not gonna buy it because it's just crazy expensive. But this is gonna be sold out in hours. And this is definitely big. I mean, next week there will be, or next week, the week after the release, it's gonna be sold for twice as much on eBay, I'm sure.
Easily.
This is just one of these things that is, a money maker for Lego, obviously. But it looks really, really good. The nice details, also the technical details, and all the minifigs.
And they finally made it so that it can stand up properly.
Yeah.
So the old one, because they made the legs posable on the old one, it could never really stand up properly. Mm-hmm. But this one, the legs are posable, but you have to use a little tool to move the legs, so they kind of lock in place once they're there.
Yeah, well, it's good. You can put it in a nice position. It's always, you have the part where it has sort of crashed, where you can see it going nose down in the snow. That's a really cool pose. And you can do that obviously with this one, so that's absolutely great. But also when you look at this,
it comes with a Luke Skywalker minifig.
Yeah, that's also nice. Also, what I saw, and I see if I can find it. The detail is done so well that I think if we wait a little bit, we can see part of what I mean. There is this specific background in Star Wars. Here it is. That sort of bricked background is just amazing, and it almost looks like it's lighting there. I don't think it is that. It's just stickers probably or print, but it looks really cool. and you know, I would almost give an arm and a leg for this one, but I'm not gonna do that. But it's
Well, there's a Lego store at the airport. Maybe I can buy one at the airport and build it while I'm flying.
oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. It's a little bit.
No, take it as a present.
Yeah,
to Paul.
obviously. Yes, very good idea. Yeah, that's.
And then for me the
Yes,
Titanic,
please. Yeah.
Okay.
Could you take that too? Yes, that's great. Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, going back to Lego, I don't know if I can find it. I'll look it up. Maybe I can find it. Okay, let's start over. Last week, when you guys were in Austria, Ed took the excavator, and he now has got it all running. He took some movies. I should have probably brought that into the show, but I forgot about that. And he now building the B model, I think, or he's gonna build the B model. And I reminded that I never built the B model myself, and also that I've got this red truck, this crane truck, with a B model, and I thought I haven't built that one myself too. So I looked it up, and apparently, and I'm not even sure if let me look it up, if it was already, if there was a B model back when I bought it, but right now, if you look at this one, on the right top side, you can see the original truck behind, and the B model in front. It's a little bit weird with the crane on the thing, but it's still, you know, it's still nice to build. So I've started building that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I was so needing to build something that I thought I'll just build the B model. So I'm now into that process. So hopefully next week or something, or well, when you're over, you're gonna see it, and that's pretty cool too. So anyway.
And it's a official Lego.
Yeah, it's official
build.
Lego. Yeah. Still, it's weird because I never seen it before, and I'm pretty sure that it wasn't there when the original box was released. But apparently later on they added a B model to it, and now you can download because there's no building instructions with the box, so it's something you can download or use the instructors app. So they probably did that. Later. Yeah. So cool. So I've started building again. Yay! So yeah, that's very, very nice too. Yeah. So yeah, very and good. Then 3D printing. Well, I've started to do.
Oh, one more thing before you leave Lego. The Lego crocodile is being discontinued.
Oh, okay.
The crocodile train.
Oh wow!
So if you don't have it and you want it, they are discontinuing it this month.
Okay. Well, that was. I hear a whistle. Is that on the airport? Or anyway, no. I think we all have one now, but then it probably go up in price too. So that's great. So okay. Yeah.
So we need to buy.
We need to buy one for. Buy another one. Just mint in box.
Buy one and don't open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, last week we talked about 3D printing. I'm not gonna talk a lot about it, but I did some more 3D printing, and I'm trying to make a video about it, but it's obviously a lot of work. But what I did is print, and you can see part of it here. Print parts of a little figure.
It's a Mario.
It's a Mario, and I have been. It was a really good print, but for it to be together, you have to sort of sand it down a lot, which is good because then at least the fit is tight. But let me get it. And it's all separate parts, so it makes it easier to paint it. Because we've got the head separate, we've got the hair separate, which makes it easier to do the painting with all the separate colors. And then the little head, and also the inlay with the Mario, the M. is separate too because it's a red cap, I think, with a white thing in. So all this, and also the eyes are separate. You have to pop them in too, and his eyebrows. So that's a really good, a really nice print. And I'm now in the process of just making it smooth and putting all the parts fitting. So yeah, hopefully next week, if I find the time, I have a finished product, or at least a little bit more than what I've got now. So I still have got some parts. Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks really cool, and it was free. So I don't know how this copyright thing works, but apparently it doesn't apply to this. Well, as long as I don't sell it, it's probably not going to be a problem. So they made it for free. I've got it for free, and if I just use it, it's not going to be a problem. So yeah, great. And there are so many more ideas. So anyway, I'm trying to make a video with my first adventures in 3D printing, with a voiceover and everything, trying to make it sort of professional. And then bring that out on the channel and see if that maybe grows the channel a little bit. Let me, by the way, look at the numbers on our other videos, because last week's video was not very well viewed. I know, but
that's because I wasn't.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, probably. And it was
also in Dutch. Yeah, that throws away 90% of our viewers. So let me see quickly if I can bring up the channel and the number of views.
In the meantime, about the 3D printing, was it a guy who built a Mario Kart real size with 3D printed materials?
Could be.
So he actually made it scale 1 to 1.
Okay.
The Mario Kart, I think, but also all with 3D printing.
Yeah.
He just took the
Yeah.
scheme and sized it and started printing.
Well, it's gonna be a long time if I try to do that with my printer, but
Yeah, no kidding. 10 square centimeters at a time.
You can find the scales for an Lexus 650 or whatever.
And then just build your own Lexus LFA or whatever. Yeah. That's.
I know for sure you can probably find the plans for the piece of Oscar's coffee machine that he needs.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but anyway, the Apple AirTag video has 50 views now. And that should be much more. I don't know. I mean, it should be 500 or 1,000 or at least that. So I don't know how to sort of push that, promote that. But there should be more views because it's definitely of good quality. And okay, maybe we can't expect hundreds of thousands of viewers, but a couple of thousand should be in this. So it's really weird to see that it doesn't do better, and I don't know why. So we probably have to put some time in that and see how that works.
Who knows how YouTube promotes their videos?
Yeah, YouTube does its own thing with that, obviously. But still, and for the rest, we've got between 7 or 8 and 15 or 20 views normally.
So the AirTag video is at least double.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going through some of the videos. One with 36 views. There's probably a list that I can find and put them in the right order. But anyway, it's we've got 36 views on the video that we did. Let me see if I can find that quickly. That we did about Eurovision Song Contest. And the Formula 1 in Monaco, that has 36 views. So Eurovision Song Contest probably did something.
So we should use every week somewhere Eurovision.
Just put it in there. One from a month ago with the Grand Prix of Monza, 21 views. So those stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
But the rest is all.
It's not me. I'm never watching the videos. So
No.
I'm not artificially inflating the numbers.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, well, anyway, it's fine. So still, the Apple AirTag is our best watched video. So, well done. Well done there.
That was
Well
that was
done,
expected.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So how is the coffee machine, Oscar?
I mean, the fact that he's drinking beer says everything.
well, it's all tea, but So I'm almost in need of a second Nespresso machine because the first one is finalized already. No, it's nothing happened.
No.
So I will bring it with me. On
Yeah, we
Friday.
can do a project. That's cool. Okay, well, yeah. So that nothing have a lot.
Well, the lucky thing is that I placed it in my room, which is a complete mess, of course, still due to the flooding we had in this summer in July. So we are still waiting until all the moisture is out of the room, so I placed it there, and then I closed the door, and then you will never see it or find it anymore. So
you will just.
On the one hand, a good thing. On the other hand, a very bad thing. Yeah.
It's just making fun because you're never gonna repair that.
Yeah, I know.
And what about? That's a more serious thing. Have you ever seriously looked at TVs again? Are you still looking, or have you decided, or have you decided to just not buy one, or?
All of the above. Yeah. No, not yet. No, I actually want to buy a new TV. I completely forgot about it. I've a lot of other things on my mind. So, and then I somehow do not find the time, but that's more my problem. When you are doing nothing for work or which need to be done, then I somehow sit on the couch, go not too late to bed, and then the days are over again.
I can totally understand that. I mean, I was just curious if there was any advancement in that. I mean, there are still some things happening. I see that LG, but also Sony has done some firmware updates that really improve some of the TVs. So, it's always something they promise, but not always do. But it seems that Sony at least now has some really good firmware updates on their TVs. LG did some updates too, so that's pretty promising. Panasonic has said that they're not gonna build their own OLED TVs anymore. There's still gonna be a Panasonic branded TV, but they're not gonna produce them anymore. So that's sort of a big thing. And that's a bit weird because quality-wise they were at the top, in some respects they were the best still, but anyway, they will still be there, I'm sure, but that's fine. And then there are now I think, and that's why maybe you should look a little bit, because in November normally the prices of the 21 models are at their sort of lowest. And then the new models for 22 come in, and they will still be probably low, but then maybe they're not available anymore. So it's maybe, if you look at the top models for 21 for LG or Sony or Panasonic, maybe the prices will go down in the next couple of weeks, and that might sort of push you over the edge to just do it. So yeah, great. Well, one thing I did notice, it was really weird. I always keep telling that I don't really need a new TV, and I don't, because mine looks pretty good still, but it's not 4K, and the 4K thing was never a real problem, but every month it becomes a bigger problem because there's more 4K content coming, and also the things that I do myself are now 4K. So now I'm starting to see the difference, if you look at your television screen or my new laptop or whatever, it's just 4K and you can see that instantly. And on my TV, you'd see that difference. It's not bad. It's still good colors and everything, but the resolution is just a little bit less and you can see that. So that was one thing. And then for some reason, the Formula 1 race was of very bad quality on Ziggo. That was not the TV, but it was just it was not as good as normal.
Well, you say it was bad quality, but you were still nearly a minute ahead of us.
We were quicker. Yeah, it was. We were quick, but in not as good quality. I don't know what that was. And we.
Well, I heard they had 1.7 million views.
Okay.
And knowing that it's only Ziggo, so and not even everybody in Holland is having Ziggo, it's really odd.
And maybe their service just couldn't stream everything at high quality, because I really saw a big difference there. And that's one of the things. You can have a really great television set, but then you're gonna look a highly compressed video from Ziggo and everything, and that sort of fucks it up, you know.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. So on one hand, if you put in, you know, a DVD or a Blu-ray or other, you know, your pictures from your camera or your own videos, then it's fine. But if you watch content on Netflix or whatever, it could be great, because there is technically, it is possible to stream HDR 4K at really good quality, but a lot of time you don't get it because of all kinds of reasons, and that's even more annoying when you've got
bandwidth.
Yeah,
Netflix's bandwidth for 4K is less than the bandwidth of an HD DVD, so their picture is
exactly
over here at least. Their 4K picture is really, really bad.
Yeah. So that's one other thing that I say. Yeah, you know. It will all become better probably, but what probably is going to be the case, because I am an audio video enthusiast, so if I finally get the chance to buy a new 4K television, I probably need a very good HDR or whatever Blu-ray disc player with it, and just buy movies, you know, and have the... Oh, I think we lost Chris.
Hang on.
Well, at least we lost. Oh, there he's back again. Yeah, there he is.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're back. We had the big blue Skype screen, but you're back. That's fine. Anyway, so that was just one of the things, you know, I was wondering about it. Well, you know, it's all great, but if you look content, that's not as good. And that's another thing that some televisions handle better than others. So if it's not pristine content, heavily compressed content, some TVs use algorithms to make that look presentable still, and some are better than others.
Try and cover up for the deficiencies.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was just one thing that I also noticed and thought about. But
okay.
Anyway,
is there already something new about what's coming for 2022?
Well, as far as I know, I haven't seen any real televisions. What I think is what they're now doing is more high-powered OLEDs, so OLEDs with a brighter output, which was one of the downsides of OLED. You know, if you watch it in sunlight, it wasn't that bright, but they have upped that level. So I think most or all new screens will have that higher. They might be a little bit thicker because of a heat sink, because they need to dissipate heat more. So they have thrown away a little bit of the slenderness in order to get it more bright.
As long as we don't end up with the TVs from the 1990s.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't mind whether it's 1 or 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters. You know, I don't really care about that. It's all about picture quality for me. So that's one. Another thing that is probably happening is that mini LED is also going to be another OLED possibility. And mini LED, there's a lot to say, but they say it's still not as good as OLED, but it's much better than the current like QLED and LCD screens. So it's somewhere in between, and it has some advantages over OLED, but also some disadvantages. And it's very expensive still because it's, well, new technology and mini LEDs. I think the best way probably to explain it is that it's a TV, a backlit LCD TV with a really high amount of local dimming zones. So they just make sure that normally you get blooming if there's one bright star in a black sky. The star will have a sort of white area around it because the backlighting can't be so precise as that the star is. So it will bloom a little bit. And they have tried to fix that with local dimming zones. So the backlit is split up in 20 or 50 or 100, whatever, smaller zones, so that the blooming is less. It's still visible though, but it's a lot less than it was. Also the black...
eventually the backlight is going to be an LCD screen on its own.
Exactly, and that's what mini LED...
So it's going to be a screen in front of the screen.
Exactly, and that's what mini LED is sort of going towards now. At least that's what I think is it. And then there are some other technologies to make it more efficient and stuff. But that's the thing. For me, looking at it, I think if I had to buy a TV now, I would not buy mini LED. I would buy OLED still, but maybe in 1 or 2 or 3 years' time. Could be. I don't know, because one of the problems obviously is burn-in with OLED. Although everybody keeps saying that it's not an actual problem. I think in some cases it could be a problem if you use it as a PC monitor. You'll probably have some problems with burn-in quite fast. But if you use it as a television with movies, normally it wouldn't be.
You'll never see it.
You'll never see it, so it's not a real thing. They said the same with my plasma TV, and I don't have burn-in yet, so after 50 years or so it's probably okay. But for some usage, it might be, an advantage to go for mini LED, but. So it's going to be interesting to look at Vinny and see when the new TVs come out. He was talking about doing another TV show off, so putting all the best TV brands next to each other in one room, have a journalist and some enthusiasts there and rate them. But with Corona and everything and the cost, he was not sure he was going to do that. So I haven't heard about it, but there might be a shootout that Vinny does. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Cool. So anyway, well that was it actually for me. I don't know if there were any other subjects, but we're gonna see each other next week.
We're gonna go and get something to eat before I get
earlier than that. Yes, please do. Have a very good and safe trip. Chris, and we will be more than happy, obviously, to have you over and have a beer together. Finally,
Yay.
And I think that's probably going to be it for today's show. Thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you all next week. Again, it might not be an actual live show; it might be taped, but we will make sure that we will have some content for you on the Tuesday next week. So,
all right. Well, I will see you in a couple of days' time.
Yes. Thank you, and see you all soon. Bye.